How do you beat Eco? Well, that's what I'm going to be explaining in this video. I'm going to be covering three different playstyles, and I'm going to be explaining how to use them, when to use them, so that you can utilize your strategy to its fullest potential when playing against Eco. So let's get into it. The first one is very simple. It's not a lot of steps. What you do is you place a tower in the front, you enter style, you farm really hard, and then at one point you're outing. When you're outing, depends what strategy your opponent is using. Maybe you can go for a sneaky 130 no out with some rainbows. Maybe you want to do that, but also want to force a boost. First round 11, maybe you want to out them at 18 if they're over eco. It just depends on what towers your opponent has and if whether they're over eco or not. So keep track on how much they're sending and how much they're saving up. It's a difficult skill to have, but it really helps you win. Keep track of what they're doing. But yeah, other route is BFB with Moabs, or just straight up BFBs 22, some space CMDs 22, CMD with BFBs over the top, or the last one, ZMGs 24. If you have it want to out later than that, I would try a different playstyle. But yeah, what strategies would fit this playstyle best? Well, generally you want to have something that is only good in the early game and mid game, like tech. If you have tech in your loadout, you can use this, because tech is bad in late game and eco is good in the late game, so you don't want to go late game against eco when you don't have good late game towers. Boomerang is an other example. If you have Dartling Boomer, Boat Boomer, maybe even Dart Boomer, I don't know what kind of boomer strategy you're using, but if you have Boomerang, you also want to apply this strategy. Don't try to rush the eco player too much. You want to force defense. You don't want to completely rush them non-stop. It's more important to keep up the enter style and have good farms than to drain them. Draining them is for the next playstyle. You do the same thing. You also enter style. You also farm hard, but you also send drain rushes. You try to stop them from ecoing. This isn't that relevant when you're planning on outing early, but with this playstyle you're planning on taking it late game and beat them there because they got drained by your rushing. This playstyle can be used by like literally any strategy. You can, yeah, it's not always the best playstyle, but it can be used for anything. Coming to this playstyle doesn't mean you can't all out someone 113 when they're over eco. If you see your opponent doesn't have enough money, you can still do a playstyle one type of rush, but that's only when the opportunity presents itself. But yeah, how do you train an eco player? Well, one way of training is sending a BFB. They have to defend it. It costs you eco, it costs you money, but they have to defend it and stop ecoing for a bit. If you don't want to keep them busy, you might even send them 2 BFBs. You can make them stop ecoing for a long, really long while. If you send even better way to stop them from ecoing is a ZMG. But ZMGs are extremely draining, even for yourself. So I wouldn't recommend sending a ZMG until you got up 3 factories. Unless you're going NG. If you have NG, you're fine with 2 facts. But don't send too early or you'll be draining yourself. And you don't want to be drained. Eco usually has more stalls than you. So in the late game when you send a big rush, they can stall and counter. And you always need to defend the counter rush. If they counter. If you can't defend the counter rush, you all out it too late, or you didn't farm hard enough. So when should you all out? Depends on what strategy you're using, depends on what strategy your opponent is using, depends on the map, depends on how much money you have, depends on how much your opponent have. I can't teach you that. You have to just play games. But think about when you're going out. Plan ahead. understand what's going to happen when you send certain rushes at certain times. Understand how long your strategy will defend. Those are important things you need to learn when playing against Eco. But you learn from your mistakes. Yeah, and there is one more playstyle. It's the easiest by far. Second playstyle is difficult because you have to balance everything. But this one is extremely easy. This is fits strategies like Dartling, Ice, Dartling, Glue, Dartling, Ninja. Strategies that go extremely late. Maybe even a Ninja, Ninja Farmace. Those strategies aren't the best at enter Starling. Do you care? No, because you generally just outlast the eco player. You can. Most eco strategies go late, but don't go that late. Dartling Ice and Dartling Glue, they just outlast almost. They outlast every single viable eco strategy. Of course, you can think of an eco strategy that would outlast it, but if that isn't viable and would still lose because it's not viable. So what you do with when you have a strategy that goes extremely late, maybe with a Super Monkey strategy, or I don't know, you just farm. You don't care about enter starting, you don't care about rushing, you just farm, get rich, outlast late game, they can do anything. Super easy. Wizard is also a good tower for it. Even though Wizard is very versatile, you can do any playstyle with it, I think. But 2 and 3 fits Wizard the best, especially if you Wiz Village. This goes extremely late. You can do anything to Wiz Fill. But yeah, that's it. Good luck with beating Eco. I'm gonna make a follow-up video on this one where I'm gonna be making a tier list for every single viable strategy, and I'm gonna rate them on how good they are at beating Eco. So subscribe if you want to see that. Walking.